It's the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion. This is for Friday, the 8th of August. I'm Michael Groff. After yesterday's incredible record-breaking heat, temperatures will be down several degrees today. We do expect some increase in moisture overnight tonight and into tomorrow. There may even be a few showers and thunderstorms over parts of the state. But what about that monsoon activity? Do we expect to see any increase in thunderstorms as we go into next week? What about temperatures? Any more records to be broken on the horizon? We'll talk about all of that and everything else in just a moment. Hey everyone, it's Michael Groff here to talk to you about your roof. With all the extreme weather we have in Arizona, you need a name you can trust, and that's why you should call Blackstone Roofing Group for all of your roofing needs. Call for your free inspection today. Big or small, they do it all. Tile, shingle, or flat roofing, they can help. Offering free inspections and more. Roofing made easy. Call 602-536-9363 or visit blackstoneroofinggroup.com to schedule your free inspection today. And if you tell them Michael Groff sent you, they'll take $500 off the price of your roof replacement. Again, that's 602-536-9363 or blackstoneroofinggroup.com. All right, but before we can get to any of that, we've got Photo Friday. That's where we take a look at some of the photos and or videos that you guys have submitted, and hope you get some popcorn, sit down, strap in, because we've got 42 photos to take a look at today, and then a video on top of that. So here we go. First up, David Parnell. Some pictures from, I think these were taken actually last year on his trip to Hawaii. And of course, whenever you are on a plane, hey, get that window seat, take those pictures, send them in to us. That's awesome. We go up to Montana. Buck in Helena, Montana, with some storms up there. Yes, at least somebody is getting the rain. We say this every week. I am constantly jealous of these pictures that Buck sends us because it means somebody is getting precipitation. It's just not us, and that is unfortunate. But at least we get to look at some rain and some storms and some beautiful sunsets, too, from afar. And we do love to see those beautiful sunsets. All right. And then, let's see. This is these next pictures are from Clayton. He was in Park City, Utah over the last week or so. Well, that was one of his destinations anyway, so we'll take a look at what's going on up there in Park City. Of course, they're experiencing the same situation we are. Very dry summer and somewhat above average temperatures, but it is cooler in Park City than here, with temperatures anywhere from about 85 to 90 when Clayton was there. Then he went from Park City to Salt Lake City, and then from Salt Lake City up to Minnesota. Oh, yeah. Now, I'm not sure of the sequence here. I think, if I remember correctly, this is from Hastings, Minnesota, then Pine Island, then Rochester, then I believe Wabasha. So Clayton was all over the state of Minnesota, especially southern Minnesota, and having a great time. And temperatures were certainly much nicer up there as well. So he got out of the heat. And again, anytime that happens, I'm also jealous of that. A lot of envy here on Photo Friday this week. All right, then we go from Clayton. These are pictures from Gary Phelps, and Gary, well, he's moved away, although not necessarily from the heat. It's just a different kind of heat. He said he's done with Arizona. He went and moved to the Yucatan, and so he's down in the tropics. So he sends these pictures. Again, we go international here, as he's down there in the old Yucatan Peninsula, and it looks very nice down there. And hopefully tropical season remains pretty quiet so that you don't have to worry about that. That's about the only concern I'd have down there in the Yucatan. This is a picture I took. Yes, I have my own submission for Photo Friday. That's the moon from a couple of nights ago. And a pretty decent shot at the moon. We didn't really have any clouds. What are clouds anymore, right? We barely had any of those this week. Then this is from Rusty in Glendale, and his thermometer was showing 122 degrees. Yikes. No thanks. I mean, here at Studio B, I believe we hit 117. Over in Arcadia, it was 117. So we're, everybody's just, it's hot everywhere. I saw their readings of 120 across the valley. Everybody with their thermometers just going nuts. And we still have like 2 more months of heat, folks. We have this month, we have September. Who knows what October is going to be like this year? Last year, the first half of October was a hellscape too. Then we go up to Willow Creek. Steve and Renee up there. There's a nice sunset. And then if you want to put some faces to the names, well, this is Renee next to a sunflower. This is Steve next to the sunflower. And again, they live up in Willow Creek, up there in Mojave County, beautiful part of northwest Arizona. And we're not done. Oh, no, not by far. Tyler has some pictures. Yes, Tyler, our young, soon-to-be meteorologist and storm chaser. He is, I believe, at an Oklahoma University studying meteorology. We wish him the best. He's already very, very smart, very sophisticated, very knowledgeable of meteorology. And, of course, he sends in these great pictures from around southern Arizona, around the valley, near Tucson. I think this one is from near Tucson. I mean, fantastic work. That's spectacular. Then we'll go international again, but we're going to go even further. We'll go to the southern hemisphere. Zane down in Brisbane, Australia. And I know I'm going to hear from the chemtrails people on this one, right? Because anytime you go on social media nowadays and people post pictures of this, they'll say, see, they're manipulating the clouds with radio waves and all the other nonsense. No, these are altocumulus clouds. Altocumulus clouds, a very common cloud type. It's been recognized for about 200 years. I have a cloud chart somewhere from the 50s that has this on there. I mean, it's a very common cloud type. And fun fact, altocumulus clouds have been on Earth for, billions of years. But cool pictures. You don't see altocumulus too often here in Phoenix, but those are awesome. I love pictures of different cloud types. I think earlier this year, someone sent us a lenticular cloud. We've had all sorts of different clouds sent to us, and I just love that. And then this is also from Zane. Well, he didn't take this picture. It was sent to him, and then he sent it to me. This is up in the mountains of New South Wales, because, of course, it's winter down there. And so they have snow, and that, again, talk about being jealous. I'm looking at that picture, and I'm thinking, that's awesome. All right. Anyway, that's the photo portion of Photo Friday. But oh no, we are not done yet, because Ryan Seek has a video for us. This is time lapse of a sunset, and we love to see that too. Unfortunately, Ryan says he's had to just pretty much stow his camera for the last week because there haven't been any storms to do his time lapse, which of course, that's what he does this time of the year. He is our monsoon photographer. Yeah, he'll show up during the winter as well. He's around all the time, but the monsoon is like, that's his jam. And so without monsoon activity, he's like, well, I'll just do the next best thing. And Arizona always has spectacular sunsets to offer. And that's what he does here. And again, he does an amazing job. So we appreciate his efforts. And unfortunately, I'm sorry that we couldn't deliver a better monsoon for you, Ryan. That's, we all lose out because of that. So, and again, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, everybody. Man, that's the video. I think we should just wrap it up here, right? You guys just want to roll the forecast and be done? I mean, we can do that, right? We could just, here we go. All right, no. We'll do the video just for the sake of tradition, right? This is the part I didn't want to get to. All right, let's do it. The almanac from yesterday. An all-time monthly record, 118 degrees was the afternoon high after a record warm low temperature of 94. So yes, the yellow, we have that because of an all-time record. The orange because of a record low maximum. So there you go. 106, a multicolored almanac for today. 106 and 84 are the averages for this time of year. And of course, the previous record, 112 degrees, another interesting thing there. We broke that record at 11:30 a.m. yesterday. Shortly after we were done with yesterday's video, we broke that. So there you go. All right, taking a look outside right now here at 10:25 a.m. We've got sunny sky. It is already 102 degrees at Sky Harbor. Now, the dew point's crept up a little bit, up to 54. Relative humidity, 20%. The wind's light. The barometer's steady. Satellite picture out here across the southwest. We put that in motion. You can see what's been going on. High pressure remains as the dominant feature here over the southwest. It is centered roughly over New Mexico. The flow aloft around it is south-southeasterly, and we do have a little bit of moisture that's creeping in over the region. Unfortunately, the deeper moisture remains to the south. However, a couple of things of note here. A large thunderstorm complex blew up, a big MCS, actually a couple of big MCSs down there in Mexico yesterday, last night. We expect more today. We do have a tropical storm, Ivo, down there as well. All of that is going to combine, and that should send a Gulf surge up here tonight and tomorrow and really increase the humidity. Will that mean anything for rain chances? Well, we'll talk about that in modeling here in just a second. Here's the watch warning map. We've got heat advisories from near Dallas, Fort Worth, up toward Oklahoma City, Kansas City, Omaha, Minneapolis, St. Paul. It is going to be hot over the nation's midsection today. Out here in the southwest, of course, we're baking as well, still under an extreme heat warning, and that is through 8 p.m. this evening. And after that, the National Weather Service not likely to extend that. Temperatures will be down just below that threshold this weekend. We'll see about next week. Now, just because the heat warning goes away doesn't mean, oh, it's magically cooler outside. No, we'll still have highs near 110 this weekend. And maybe with some added humidity tomorrow. And so that's going to make the old heat index climb up, the misery index. But we'll probably be just below those the extreme heat threshold criteria. Elsewhere, some red flag warnings, and of course, it's just tinder dry out here in the west, and so the wildfire situation remains a concern. All right, the convective outlook for today, once again, up across the central and northern plains, that risk of severe storms, that standard slight risk, level 2 out of 5. That's going to include places like Grand Forks and Fargo, Bemidji, Thief River Falls, Alexandria. And down to near the Twin Cities today, we could even see a few severe storms. So keep that in mind. Southeast, east central Arizona in the green. Thunderstorms are possible. We don't anticipate any organized severe weather. But we could see some gusty winds and some lightning and some brief heavy rain with the strongest storms. The tropics in the Atlantic Basin, Henrietta's out there, and, it looks like that's just barely holding on, but that might intensify and actually become a hurricane with time. And then there's Ivo. Yeah, here's Henrietta. This thing's going to gain latitude. It may strengthen briefly as it passes north of Hawaii, but the Hawaiian Island chain should be mostly spared from any of the direct consequences from this system. Then we've got Ivo. This is down there south of the Baja, but again, some moisture. This may help with some mesoscale convective systems down there in Mexico to send a Gulf surge up our way tonight and tomorrow. But other than that, this will not have any meaningful consequence on our weather. Here's the precipitation outlook. This is valid through Friday morning of next week. Rain amounts in Phoenix, maybe something worth measuring someplace, but in general, not much. Elsewhere over the state, the higher terrain of east central and southeast Arizona along the southern border of our state, we could see rain amounts that could actually get up toward around an inch in a few spots, but generally 1/10 to 1/2 inch. Your amount will vary, of course. Any thunderstorm can always produce more than what's shown here. This represents an average of what you'll see across the area. So what's going on with this weather pattern in more detail? To figure that out, we explore the models right now, see what the future may hold. Here we go, the GFS, the 06Z run valid, 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, we've got this area of low pressure, this trough that's passing across Saskatchewan and heading toward Manitoba. That has helped to knock down our ridge. The upper heights are down to 594 decameters today, between about 594 to 596. And so as a result, with the ridge slightly weaker, temperatures will be down a little bit. What it means down at the surface for the rest of the day today, we'll call it mostly sunny with high temperatures anywhere from about 108 to 112 or so, I suppose, maybe 113, somewhere around there for the hottest desert spots. Certainly lower than yesterday. Not going to get up toward 118 again today, thankfully. Though it's still going to be hot, slightly more humid than yesterday, too. Now, as we get into tonight, we'll start out the evening mostly clear, but some clouds should come in. We do anticipate a Gulf surge, a surge of moisture from the Gulf of California to come up into southeast California, southwest and south central Arizona overnight. Some moisture in the lower part of the atmosphere, the lower 5,000 feet or so. And so what that's going to do is really drive those dew points up. It's going to feel very muggy. Check this out. This is off of the HRRR. This is at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Look at those dew points in southeast California, southwest Arizona, mid-70s, upper 70s perhaps. Those are the kind of dew points you see in the southeast U.S. and along the Gulf Coast. And the people that always say it's a dry heat here, that's not always accurate for sure. And certainly not down there in the Imperial Valley or down toward the lower Colorado River Valley. It's going to be just absolutely oppressively muggy. Dew points creeping up into the 60s here. And you see that and you might say, oh, good, finally, monsoon moisture. Hey, let's go, Mike. Chance of storms, right? Well, maybe along the initial surge of moisture that comes in, we could, as that kind of boundary of that sharper moisture comes in, we might see a shower or thunderstorm develop overnight tonight and move into southwest or south central Arizona. That is possible. So after midnight tonight, we can't rule that out completely, but the likelihood of that is still pretty small, and we're only going to put a 10% chance of rain into the forecast overnight tonight and tomorrow morning. But just know that that is a small possibility as that deeper moisture comes in along that initial boundary of the sharper moisture. Now, as we go to the day tomorrow, it's going to be more muggy, especially in the morning hours. We'll call it partly cloudy. High temperatures will be down a bit. Highs about 106 to 110. And again, there might be an isolated shower, thunderstorm around, but the problem is you need more than just moisture at the surface for better opportunities for precipitation. Yes, surface-based instability will be higher tomorrow, but unfortunately, the atmosphere in the upper levels is capped. We have a lot of convective inhibition, warm air aloft, and that's going to preclude any significant deep convection from developing here over southern Arizona tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow night. So while there is a small chance of a storm someplace, possibility of any widespread precipitation remains virtually none. So, and that's really going to be the story on Sunday. Again, moisture levels will be up a little bit, and there will be some isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms over the higher terrain of east central and southeast Arizona. We can't completely rule out a storm in the lower deserts, but it's just not enough to put it into a forecast for Sunday, I don't think. High temperatures will still be around 106 to 110. As we go into next week, the overall weather pattern is just not very favorable for monsoon conditions. And I know you've seen some of the fly-by-nighters, some of the people we've talked about on this channel before. Somebody on email is trying to goad me into showing the graphics and talking about these people and putting them on blast. We all know who I'm talking about. They're the sort of the bane of weather information here in Arizona. All right. Those guys are calling for like some sort of super monsoon. I don't know what they're even calling it. What is this? Like a significant monsoon watch or whatever kind of nomenclature they're using. And they're suggesting there's going to be a robust, just outpouring of storms next week. Well, it's bogus. And the reason is because, again, high pressure is going to remain to the east of us. It is not going to be in the most favorable position. Yes, some shallow monsoon moisture will be around. A few showers and thunderstorms will be possible over the higher terrain of eastern and southeast Arizona. But the chance of rain here in Phoenix will remain below 10% for Monday and Tuesday. High temperatures will come back up a slight bit here. I'd say anywhere from about 108 to 113. So we may need to see those extreme heat warnings coming back into the fold, or at least we'll be right on the cusp of it. Here's Wednesday, and ridging is kind of going to start to shift a little further east, and that's in response to a developing trough over the Pacific Northwest. And so temperatures around here will still be anywhere from about 105 to 111 or so. And we see that as we go to next Friday. This is a week from today. Friday, the 15th. What you're seeing here, unfortunately, is the anti-monsoon again, right? There's a trough that's along the Pacific Northwest coast and extending down actually into the Southwest United States with negative height anomalies coming in here. Now, what's kind of interesting about this, what's intriguing is the GFS shows a pretty deep plume of moisture being pulled northward and almost in a transitional type event, the kind of thing that we'd see right at the end of the monsoon, right? When you get a big trough, one of these big early autumn kind of storm systems that comes in and interacts with our monsoon moisture before scouring it out after it moves through. But in the interim, we get a pretty good chance of showers and storms, and the GFS kind of suggests an event kind of like that next Friday. I don't really buy it. Not in that synoptic look. I just don't think that's going to happen. Yes, there could be a few showers and storms, but I think on future runs, we're going to see that trough a little bit shallower, not quite as pronounced. Yeah, if it's as advertised here, that could happen. But I think it'll be a slightly shallower system ultimately, and the chance of storms will be fairly minimal here. And all we're going to do is just switch the winds back out of the southwest, maybe even the west, and really dry us out once more and bring temperatures down. That'll be the only good news is we'll probably be ending our streak of 110-degree days out here at some point by the middle and especially the latter part of next week with such a system poised out there. This is next Saturday, the 16th. Sure looks fairly dry with a southwesterly flow in here. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's how it is. And look, the GFS doing what the GFS does, and it's putting some rogue tropical cyclone out there in the middle of the Atlantic. Could that happen? Absolutely it could. But this is, again, out at day 9. And we're not going to worry about that just yet. And then as we go out 10 days, here is Sunday, the 17th. And again, the GFS with a couple of tropical cyclones in the Atlantic. We'll take that if it happens, but I'm not worried about it right now. For us, high pressure is starting to build back toward the southwestern United States. And the flow aloft was once again switching back out of the southeast as a result of this ridge kind of rather abruptly shifting and repositioning and reestablishing out toward the southwest and ultimately toward the western United States. And if that happens, yes, moisture would start to come back in here. But it's the same routine I'm going to give you, right? It's the same spiel. I don't think we're going to get just a deep push of monsoon moisture. I don't see it happening, but maybe some isolated to perhaps widely scattered late afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms could come back in here toward the end of next weekend. All right, rainfall for Phoenix. This goes out through the 23rd of the month off the GFS ensemble. Again, this hasn't changed. This shows about a half an inch, between 0.4 and half an inch of rain. And most of the members indicate precipitation. Interestingly enough, the European AI, even though the ensemble mean is much lower, under 0.2 of an inch, most of the members, like 80% of these members, indicate precipitation, especially out at about 7 days and beyond. So even though the QPF, the precipitation totals are pretty small, most of the members do show precipitation, which is interesting. And then temperatures off the national blend of models. Yes, the trend will be down. Yeah, we're going to stay above average through at least the middle part of next week. But then after that, you do see highs coming down closer to seasonal averages, around 105, 106, somewhere in there. And that's more in line with what we'd see as we go into mid and late August, typically around here. Will that be accompanied by an increase in monsoon moisture, or will it be because deeper troughing sets up along the west coast and suppresses our subtropical ridge? I think you know probably where we're going with that, but I hope it's the former and not the latter. And that, my goodness, is going to do it for a very extended edition of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion for today. My next video is due back. Is it Monday yet? I think it's already Monday. No, my next video is due back here on Monday morning. But of course, we've been kind of on a roll here. So more than likely, we'll have at least one, possibly two updates this weekend. If you enjoy what we do here on this channel, well, before I get to that, if you're into it, you want to like, subscribe, share, click that notification bell, help us out in that way. Leave your comments, questions, and suggestions. And if you want to support the channel, you know what to do. Click that thanks icon below the video here on YouTube. Make a monetary contribution to us that way, just like Ashley did. Or you can donate via PayPal. groffshow@gmail.com is the PayPal address. It's GROFF show@gmail.com for PayPal, just like Gary did, or via Venmo. Our Venmo is also linked up down in the description. And I thank each and every one of you for all of your generous contributions. Clayton and all of you guys that help us out on the regular. That goes a long way. So thank you so very much for supporting the channel and helping us out. The executive producer of the Phoenix, Arizona weather discussion is my OAO, the sweetest of all time, the Asian sensation and proprietor of SweetChildAZ.com.org and the Facebook page of the same name, Sweet Child Arizona, talking about my Michelle. Check her out, blogs, videos, everything Michelle related, possibly Adriana related. It's all linked up down in the description, as is our streaming station, available 24/7, 365, called KMGX. We play a ton of music and have a lot of fun over there, so give that a look, a listen, and everything else. And yeah, also check out Dan over at the Courtroom Files YouTube channel, The Courtroom Files, or courtroomfiles.com. Hope you checked us out for Sidebar last night, each and every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. East, 5 p.m. Pacific. You'll see me there. Other than that, of course, Dan is just a content-making machine, so check out what he's doing over yonder at the Courtroom Files YouTube channel. Okay, deep cleansing breath. All right, that was a lot, folks. That was a lot to do. We love having content. I wish we had content that was, oh my God, there's just too many storms to even cover. But instead, what we'll do is we will take all of your photos. We love that too. So don't get me wrong. I love Photo Friday. I wish we had more monsoon activity so you guys could just barrage me with endless storm pictures. And, oh my God, look at how much rain I got, Mike. And here's my rain gauge. It overflowed. Okay, maybe not that much rain, but you get the idea. All right, thank you so much for watching. All of your continued support. Please be safe, stay cool, stay hydrated out there. Have yourselves a great Friday and a wonderful weekend.